I said hello. I gotta say, it's pretty nice that you got a free sound check while you were waiting. Pepper Coyote sounds pretty good, doesn't he? He shows up next, by the way. You don't want to miss that. He sings about all sorts of things, especially furry things. Quite appropriate for this venue, I would say. So, are you ready to begin? Excellent. We kept you waiting long enough while we fixed some technical difficulties. So welcome to the Monster Mash panel. Of course, I am Nick Nocturne of the Nightmind channel and currently the Master of Ceremonies here at Furpocalypse. Thank you all for coming, especially you crazy creatures in your fursuits. You're exactly the kind of people that I wanted to see. And we're going to show you off to everybody here because I know, having gone to cons before, that some people have some amazing suits. And they pass you right by as you see them. And you don't catch them later, and you just want to stop them and ask, what did you do to make this? What's the story behind the suit? What's these colors? What's these horns? What's the eye? You just want to find out everything about them. You want them to stop and stand still and just kind of stare at them like a cryptid. So this panel is a little bit of a celebration of all of that because I love monsters. I love creature designs, and I know I'm not alone in it because this room seems to be full of people who feel the same way, right? Yeah! Alrighty. Now, before we begin, I decided to kick things off by bringing a little crowd of my own. That's right, I brought some monsters with me today, a little bit of familiar company. Over the course of the past few Octobers on my channel, I've explored monsters in two forms. My Monster Hunt videos, going through some urban legends and alleged cryptids you might find in the wild, as well as infamous serial killers. Some of my favorite things. I love serial killers. I'm not afraid to say that. The other source I take from is my SCP vault, where I steal information from the SCP Foundation and leak it to the entire internet for entertainment. Consequences be damned. So I brought a few of those friends here with me today, and I'd like to bring them up on stage and get our discussion of all sorts of creativity involving suits and costumes started with them. Mr. Cropsey, can you come out here, please? And meet a host of victims. Killer Cropsey here is an old story, an old campfire story, to be precise, about a serial killer lurking in the woods who might just sneak up on campers and chop them up. He is a vengeful father to some, a deranged madman to others. But his origin story always comes back to losing a family member at the site where the campers are, specifically losing a daughter to drowning. He is thankful for that, thank you. But he comes back to defend the site where his child died every year and eliminate campers. Now tell me, does that kind of monster or serial killer sound familiar to you? That origin story sounds familiar, right? Who does it sound like? Pamela Voorhees and Jason Voorhees, all mixed into one, right? That's because in my research, I discovered that Cropsey is the original inspiration for the Friday the 13th franchise. The Cropsey legend has actually been written about since the early 1900s. This story is extremely old. I'm talking, you can find documentation all the way back to about the 1960s about the alleged campsite killer, the deranged madman who lost a child, went crazy, and when they found him next, he was wearing a burlap mask or something like it, and his hair had turned all completely white from grief and insanity. And then he'd come back every year to kill anybody who dared disturb the sight of his child's death. Now, the Cropsey legend made its way around through New York State and New Jersey, which, coincidentally, I do believe it's that area that the Friday the 13th franchise is based on for its setting. Cropsey was adapted for a movie shortly before Friday the 13th was made. You can actually find about 2 movies about Cropsey the Killer, one of which includes the burlap mask. Now, when I found this legend, I was freaking out. I felt like I had struck a gold mine for my Monster Hunt video because I had just found the origin of Jason Voorhees. So I went about the task of trying to figure out how to mock up this monster design because they went and gave a few details, but they didn't give that many. There really weren't many pictures of Cropsey. So the way that I imagined it, they said that Cropsey originally was a judge. In a lot of the stories, he was a famous judge in his area who lost a child. Therefore, he needed a little bit of a sophisticated appearance. He might have gone mad. Yes, it said, the legend said, his hair turned completely white from grief and madness, but he would still wear rather dapper clothing. Therefore, I gave him this nice hat, and I gave him this nice coat, and I gave him these nice gloves, because the last thing that a judge would want at a campsite killing are his fingerprints. He's smarter than that. As for this burlap mask, Cropsey the Killer, in his original depiction for a movie, did have a sort of burlap mask appearance. And if anybody has seen Jason Voorhees' first appearance in the Friday the 13th franchise, what's he wearing? A burlap mask. Exactly. So taking all that inspiration, I designed Cropsey here for my monster hunt and brought him to life a little bit. We went to the woods and we shot some things where he went around and killed a whole lot of critters off camera because there are only certain things YouTube will allow me to get away with. But Cropsey was wonderful to bring to life, an absolute blast to have as a legend, and someone I call a dear friend. Cropsey, I'm sorry for your loss, but keep on killing. You may go now, sir. Find some new victims. The other way. Give it up one more time for Cropsey, everybody. Excellent. And now, next up, I'd like to introduce something a little bit more thematically inclined for this convention. My friend from SCP Vault 2, the Killer Calico. Another feline with a spooky appearance. Careful, Calico. Come on, come here. You can do it. There we go. Now, the Killer Calico is not something that you'll actually find labeled online. This is based off of an SCP entry about a company that creates manufactured mascots, zombified human beings who are mixed with their suits. Basically, they factory make fursuiters mascots for amusement parks because it was somehow easier to try bringing something to life that way than to pay somebody to put on a good costume. Now, the way that I set up SCP Vault 2 was that I wanted to turn the SCP Vault entries into urban legends. So how do you take this and make it a proper urban legend? He's an affectionate cat, he really is. Unless he kills you. That's, well, cats be like that, I'm sorry. Their love's the hurting kind sometimes. Claws. So thinking about the concept for SCP Vault, making things an urban legend, I thought, well, how would these mascots come across? It did say that all of the experiments that they tried and the places where they built them were abandoned, including the amusement parks that they set them up as. And because they were rather zombified humans, I made up a little urban legend about a park that was shut down after a massive tunnel collapse, resulting in the death of several mascots. Just like Disney, under the park there were a bunch of tunnels and they just caved in. And these poor creatures were trapped inside. And they came back as zombies. Zombie mascots. So, the way that I did this was I had 3 mascots. I had Princess Unicorn, I had Mr. Pig, the farmer, and I had the Killer Calico. Killer Calico seemed the most appropriate to bring with me today. Now, his design is a little bit influenced by the idea of really cheesy 90s era mascots. Calico is not spelled with a K, but killer is. And in the 90s, everything was killer. It was radical. Tubular as hell. Heck. It's the 90s. We gotta say heck. So the Killer Calico, ironically, went from being a cheesy amusement park mascot to being a legitimate Killer Calico. Very much soaked in blood, dirty, still cute, but very creepy. Like, you kind of want to hug him, but you don't want to hug him. Yeah, see, it's exactly like that. I want to be affectionate with you, but you scare me. Okay. Embrace your fears, people. Embrace your fears. But that is the history of the Killer Calico. And these did not come with the head. The head was separate. So I grabbed appropriate attire, I grabbed the paws, and I grabbed some fur and made some sleeves for him, bloodied up these jeans as well as the shirt, and off he went, killing his victims, having a good old time, being a zombie kitty cat. Remember, don't call him a furry, he's a mascot. A dead mascot. Thank you, Killer Calico. Off you go now. And last but not least, I have some spectral visions for you, as well as a cautionary tale, which you're all avoiding the fate of these monsters by being here today and mingling with the crowd and having a good time with your peers. Here come the lonely strangers. Now, the story of the Lonely Strangers goes a little bit like this. It's an SCP Foundation entity about figures with very blank faces in cloaks who come for people who isolate themselves from society. They consider themselves helpers and reformers. If you're somebody who cuts themselves off from friends, cuts themselves off from family, you're a loner and you're not trying to get any better, they want to make you better. So they will come to you in the night. They will visit you. They will haunt you. They will choose you because they see the way that you are. And hello? Yep. Technical difficulties. Wireless mic.
Internal one died?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys knew I had a backup plan. Come on. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. If you're a NEET, basically, you run the risk of coming across these spectral figures. Now, the lonely strangers, they want to help. They don't want you to be so lonely, so they'll come to you. They will choose you, and they will fill your heart with a desire for company, for affection, to be with people. And then you'll make a complete 180. You'll turn all the way around. And all you'll ever want are people. Instead of being the online furry who only has an FA account and RPs online, you become a poppy fur. You can't get enough of it. $3,000 suit, you'll go into debt for it. You'll go to every con. You will be on the floor all day and die of heat stroke. But if you don't die of heat stroke, you will die from this infection because you just can't get your fill of people. That is a legend of the Lonely Strangers. Now, for their design, there was a picture, there was a reference image on the SCP site that showed specters looking like this. And I desperately wanted to follow that design because it seemed to encapsulate perfectly what was going on there. They are a black void with a blank face. They need to become someone. They need an identity. They need to be known and surround themselves with company because they never come alone. They come in groups or they come in pairs. And that's the idea behind that legend, is that you get company, but you can never get enough. You look for an identity. So, I could have tried to be more creative with this, but when I saw the picture that they had used on the SCP site, I thought that they nailed it. So I just wanted to honor what they did there. And that is a legend of the Lonely Strangers. Do not let them come to you. You don't need to be a poppy fur, but a little bit of being social is never a problem. Thank you, strangers. Don't be strangers. And now for the real fun part, where I find out the stories behind some of your suits. And the first thing that I want to do is bring up computer monitor here, because that eye is catching all four of my eyes. Oh, hold on, dear, this way. Yep, around here, up we go. Look at this costume. Every year, yep. Go ahead, come on, applaud for this. Look at this. Wearing a computer monitor. And it's color-coded to the rest of the costume. Now let's see, what's your name here? You are Peepon? Or Pepon? Peepon. Peepon. Peepon, this is absolutely lovely. This is a marvel to behold. Every year, I try to do something crazy creative for October, especially with technology. One of the things I've always wanted to see if I could get away with is, say, wearing a TV for a head. You did it. You beat me to it. You beat me to a creative idea that I've always wanted to do and pulled it off beautifully. Is there anything that you'd like to say about your suit?
I'm just so excited.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, oh God, sorry, now I'm nervous. Basically, this whole thing, a lot of people ask me, is it heavy? It's really heavy. And yeah, it's just that.
Yep. So it is a heavy suit. It is really heavy, but, you know, we all kind of suffer for our costumes. Fursuits are furnaces. This is heavy. But look at what you did for it. This is fantastic. How long did it take you to set this up?
Well, I emptied out the computer head first, and then I had to hardwire all the screen to it, and then I had to make a GIF that repeats itself over and over again, and there's a battery pack in the back to make sure it's charged.
Ingenious. And now, did you actually, because I see how well color-coded everything is, did you paint the monitor yourself?
Yes, I did.
You did paint it yourself. Wow. That is some dedication. Now, is there any particular story behind your design, behind your character?
Well, I really like space, and this whole character is based off of the WOW signal, which is on the badge right here. And I really like the idea of not an alien contacting Earth, but a whole supercomputer contacting Earth. And I just went off base of that.
This is exactly why I wanted to have this panel. This is all the thought that went into this design. This is incredible. This is why I love this fandom, is you are not just a bunch of people who like animals, who resemble humans, and wolf daddies. You are some of the most creative people we could ever hope for. And you put so much passion behind everything that you make. You wear your art, you don't just draw it. And sometimes you build your art, piece by piece, with spray paint and tools. Beautiful job, Peapon. Thank you so much for coming up on stage. Come on, let's get you safely down. Careful. Step there, step there. Wonderful. And now, right next to Peapon, I noticed a friend of mine who definitely has a story, and I know it. Can you come up here, Miss Error? The alien terror. Hello. I'm not the only person here with more than two eyes. Now, this is Error. This is somebody that I met through the magic of Twitter, as I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with doing. And Error has quite a backstory. Would you like to explain, Ms. Error?
Oh, God. Sure, okay. Where do I even start? Well, this character is an alien, and the suit is technically like a skin or shell, and she actually looks more like the Thing, like just an eldritch glop, but they have like a four-way split mouth. And God, I don't even know what to like say else about it. She's just gross.
Wonderfully gross. And speaking of the mouth, there is a special touch about that. You said it's a four-way split. This fursuit actually has a four-way split tongue. Even that detail was added. You might not be able to see it, but it's here. And now this Error suit, I believe, was made by a friend of yours. Is that right? Do we have that friend here? Would you like to come up on stage and talk about this suit? Everyone, this is Moop, another friend of mine who did an amazing job and is an amazing fursuit creator. Would you like to talk a little bit about the creation of the Error suits?
Sure, yeah. Well, okay, so I made the head, she made the body. So, I realized that with 3 eyes you could do like a lot of ventilation, actually. So this third eye is actually functional. Yeah, and then the entire eye is screened because you don't have to do the pupil, so it's got like really, really nice ventilation. And yeah, the tongue, I just made 2 split tongues and just sandwiched them all together so they work in there. And she's got plastic teeth and everything. But yeah, that was really, really fun head to make. And I hope I get to make more multi-eyed suits soon because it's really fun.
And how long did it take you to create the head?
Took me about 2 weeks.
2 weeks to create that beautiful head. Using the third eye for ventilation. That is genius.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And now you do create other suits, right?
Yeah. I do it for a living.
Would you say that you create a lot of monsters and creatures?
Yes, I do, actually. They're my favorite. They're my favorite.
And Moop is very, very talented at it. You can find them on Twitter. And you can find Error on Twitter as well. Thank you both so much for coming up here. Now let's see who else we've got. If I can see you through the lights that are shining in my eyes on this stage. I see someone with piercing red eyes right there. Would you like to come say hello? Wow, look at this big beastie. I got out-eyed, 6 eyes. Wow. Go ahead, let's face our crowd here. Get a good look at ya. Glow eyes are special. 6 of them, even more special. And now you are Lecture, is that right? Lecture. Would you like to talk a little bit about your design?
It's a, oh, wow, is that loud? Oh, sorry. It's a Snarvelax from Spiral Knights. Big monster in the forest.
Wow, cool. I've never actually heard of that design. I know that a lot of fursuiters take their inspiration from games and sometimes movies, but that is a reference that's pretty deep. Is there any story behind this particular design?
Not particularly. No, not.
Are they all black and red?
There was a green one, but mostly just black and red, yeah.
Now, how long have you had this suit?
Literally, I can't count. Is that one? Wednesday. I can't count.
Since Wednesday? Really?
Yeah. I was like, oh, wow, I got this suit like a week early. There's a Halloween con. I'm there. Work? No, I don't have that, no.
So, like my suit, yours is a con world premiere at Furpocalypse, is that right?
Yeah.
Let's give it up for that. I love that. That's happened only one. Wow! Wow! Do you see that? I just noticed. This is what happens with fursuit vision. Oh, thank you so much, Lecture. Congratulations on your suit. Oh my God. It is absolutely lovely. Is your maker here, by the way?
I don't think they are. Sparkle Creations.
Sparkle Creations.
Yep.
All right, so if you like this design, definitely look up Sparkle Creations and look up Lecture as well. Thank you so much, Lecture. Oh yeah, show him your back. That is amazing. Yeah, turn all around. I'm just noticing the star pattern too. Oh wow. There's lights in the back as well.
Yeah.
Are you going to be showing that off at the dance later?
When is the dance?
About say 10? I think the dances are about 10 or so.
Is it in which room?
Right here.
Right here. Okay. Yeah.
So you might be able to catch a Lecture later and see all the rest of those lights. Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Lecture.
Hey.
I am going to come over to you rather than having you come up on stage for obvious reasons. Wow. Baymax, right? Can I hear you through this? Is it possible?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I actually can hear you through this. Let's see if I can just repeat these. Okay. You snuck in here, which is an incredible feat for being huge. God, where do I even begin asking questions? I guess, who made this? Did you make this?
No, I did not.
You did not. You had a maker put this together?
I found a person online, so he put this together for me.
Okay, so somebody online who put that together for you. How long did this take? Do you know?
This would take about almost a month to make, actually.
Almost a month to make. And now this is a big inflatable, right? You just go ahead and inflate this with air once you get inside?
Yes.
Wow. And now I'm guessing this comes from your love of Big Hero 6, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. And how long have you had the Baymax suit?
About 4 months at least.
4 months. Nice. It's got to be hard to get around in this, but man, the determination. It is so appreciated. Let's give it up for this giant Baymax, guys. That is spectacular. Now, wow, look at you. Look at this head. You want to come up on stage? Sure. All right, follow me up. Look at this design. Wow. So we have a three-eyed creature here, is that correct? Yeah. All right. And now on the ears, I see a lot of decoration. I see, I think, ram horns poking through holes, acting as natural decoration. That is genius. Would you like to talk a little bit about your head here?
Sure.
And your name is Medusa, correct? Medusa. Please tell us a bit about your design.
So, I love this fandom so much. I'm very new to it, but I love it a lot. And this was honestly just like an homage to all the really creepy stuff that this fandom can do, and I absolutely love it. She doesn't really have a story per se. I just really loved the creative process of furries and everything. So, yeah, this was a really big premiere also for this con. So, yeah.
This is your first time premiering it.
Yeah.
Give it up for the Medusa. World premiere yet again. Amazing. And now, who's your maker? Who made this?
I actually had someone make a foam base for me. She's on Instagram. It's Rough and Tumble. You all should check her out. She's absolutely amazing. And I actually furred this myself, so I actually made everything else.
You furred it yourself. Fantastic job. Amazing, amazing job. I absolutely love this design. Perfectly Halloween. Ah, so candy corn. I love candy corn. Yeah. All right, give it up for Medusa, everybody. Thank you so much. Let's see who else we have down here. Yep, the stairs are a little bit steep. How many times has Nick almost fallen off stage? Ooh, this is different. Would you care to come up on stage with me? Come along. Now this is special. Hey, let's see, what is your name?
His name is Static.
His name is Static. Okay, so we have Static here. And now, is this any particular breed, or is this a marvelous sort of creature?
He's a protogen.
He's a protogen?
Yes.
A protogen. Fascinating. You won't be able to see it from the stage, but inside the ears and the headphones is a candy corn fabric pattern. Perfectly in line with Furpoc, as well as Static's eyes here. You can see white, yellow, and orange. Wonderfully done. Now, actually, I can't even imagine how you can see out of that. You did an amazing job of actually putting that together. Did you create this head? Yeah. You did create this head, fantastic. And now, is there a little bit of a story behind Static, the protogen?
He doesn't have a big story, but he's very childish, and one of his best friends is down there in the chairs next to me, which is Ray's. I don't know where he is, I can't see.
Got it. Okay, so he's very childish, but he does have a best friend called Rays. Is Rays with us in the audience? Oh, Rays is just the suit head. Okay, yep, I see it. Here, hold on. Let me grab Rays. This is Static's brother, Rays. So we have Static here, the protogen, and Rays. Beautiful work. Wow, look at these teeth. Look at these chompers, guys. Now that is amazing work. And the rhinestones in the head. You might not be able to see it too clearly, but there are rhinestones in an arrow sort of pattern. And now, is Rays a protogen as well?
He's just a skeleton version of a raptor. He's
a skeletal raptor. Nice. Oh man, the creativity. I absolutely love this. I love you guys. The creativity in this room is beyond me. And now, of course, let's get a look at that tail, because that tail is fantastic too. Very shiny, spiky, and purple, one of my favorite colors. Thank you so much, Static. Let's get you safely down here. AV crew, how are we doing for time? I got 20 minutes? Okay, cool. Let's keep hunting then. Let's see, who wants to come on stage? Ooh, somebody's excited here. Yeah. Would you like to come up? Sure, why not? Come on up. Now, this is a very lovely Halloween sort of suit. I can already tell what the theme is. We've had a little bit of a theme going on right now with this. What is it, guys? Candy corn! Beautiful colors. Would you like to talk a little bit about your suit and what your name is?
Yes, sure. Well, my name is Candy Corn K9. I actually got my first suit here 4 years ago by Sorel Pandoff. That's who made it.
Amazing. So this is actually kind of an anniversary event for you. Let's hear it for an anniversary of this suit.
I'm a big fan of you personally.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm a big fan of this too, and I love the candy corn design. I love your enthusiasm, love your Sona. Beautiful work. I absolutely love seeing the themed colored designs for fursuits, even when it's just a persona of an animal with all the fur, like say, the candy corn, or the purple and green, or the mix of all of it, the black, the red. I love seeing those designs because even if it's not necessarily spooky or monstrous, it's showing where your heart is. Your heart is here. Your heart belongs to October and it belongs to Halloween. And you perfectly display that. Thank you so much. Who else wants to come up here and say hello? This crowd over here is quite enthusiastic. You're a cult? Oh my God, we have a cult in the audience. Cult members, you want to come up? These next 2 minutes will be better for a cult story than the entirety of American Horror Story cult. So let's see, Furry Squad, and what does the back of the jacket say? Cult Killers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, would you care to tell me a little bit about your cult and how I too can join your blood pact?
Yes, we are. We're still accepting applications if anybody's interested in murder, travel, whatever you want. Yeah, dying, actually. If anybody. Hell yeah. Okay. Oh, same. Okay. Actually, our group has been inspired by a fursuiter. They also remain anonymous. You can't find them anywhere, but their name is Rabid. We met them at Anthrocon. Just this Anthrocon. The theme was like movie monsters. So his fursuit was actually inspired by 80s slashers, and it was just a big culmination of, he already planned out like his several movies, like where, his first one he comes, anybody who is not dressed up in costume, he murders, and they turn, the blood and guts turn into candy. And he would find anybody who is wearing a mask, and he would give them that candy. We thought that was just nice. So his second movie, he says that a cult is going to bring him back on Halloween by killing as many people as possible to resurrect him. And that's our mission. So if you're interested in dying, for our Lord and Savior, the Candy King, give us a call, and that's it. So for different reasons, we all kind of came into the cult, but we're all just really passionate about murder and candy.
Amazing. So let me get this straight. There's a fursuiter called Rabid with that much of an extensive backstory, and it inspired all of you to come up with your own designs and bring them here. This is what I'm talking about with this fandom. This is amazing. Only in this fandom could this sort of thing happen. This is spectacular. How many victims have you claimed so far today?
Just 6, but again, still
Taking applications.
You're taking applications. Yeah, they just got in, so it's not nighttime yet, so watch your backs or join the pack. What can I say? Thank you so much, Cult Killers. Amazing. I love this fandom. Who else we got? We got room for just a few more. Got a question?
I'm a Fox Jay.
You're a Fox Jay. A hybrid. Very nice.
Yep, a red fox blue jay hybrid.
A red fox blue jay hybrid.
And I have my own character's backstory too.
You have a backstory for your character.
Yep.
What would that be?
Well, my character's mother was a blue jay, and the father was a red fox. And due to not the same genus of animals, they wouldn't be able to procreate naturally. So they found a alchemist who created a potion that allowed them to produce an offspring. And because of the magical alchemic potion, my character is more in tune with magic and is able to use magic to create his own pocket dimension where he stores like little like alcohol, drinks, other things, guitars, and he just like that and creates a portal, brings out what he wants, and it disappears until he needs it again.
So basically, it is a magic furry with the ultimate stash of con items. That is a hell of a backstory. Thank you so much, Steele. But that's just the kind of thing that this fandom's all about, is that you look at a certain persona and you think, oh, that's a cute suit, or oh, that's nice. You would never suspect a backstory like that, you know? You never know. That's why it pays so much to stop and ask somebody about their persona or about their suit. Now, what do we have here?
So I don't have any like physical representation of the character yet. I hope to one day, but it's just something that is relevant and I thought it'd be cool to talk about. I have a character named Chevron, and she is like a double possessed stuffed animal. Someone was messing around and possessed a stuffed animal with a demon, and they were like, I don't want this. So they put it in a thrift store, and a family got it. And they were like, actually, this sucks. I don't want this. So they put it back in the thrift store. And then someone found it and was like, I'm going to make this possess. And then they tried. There's already a demon in it. So all of a sudden, she came up and like got really big and started like yelling and cursing. And they're like, what have I done? I just wanted to make a friendly stuffed animal alive. And now she, a similar concept to Era, I think. It's actually basically just a shell. Her real form is like this really weird humanoid goat thing, but she is like stuck in this giant fluffy costume, so she's like sentenced to fursuit. And, she has a also haunted girlfriend, so it's great.
I desperately want to see this fursuit, man. I really want to see this fursuit come to life. Thank you so much. That is amazing. Even if you don't have that physical representation yet, that's the kind of creativity that gets you to make something in the first place. Like, wow, I want to see that fursuit and I want to see that movie. Seriously. Double stuffed demon plushie. Crew, how are we doing on time? Is it time to wrap?
15 minutes.
Do we have 15? Yeah. All right, who do we got? Here? Hello there. What is your name? Oh, do you not speak? No, you are Jack Blackheart. Jack Blackheart, you've got such a nice big suit, all customized. Would you like to come up on stage and show it off to everybody? Come on, Jack. Whew, big steppy. Jack Blackheart, let's go ahead and face the crowd here and do a nice little turnaround so everybody can see your form. Amazing. It would be painful to think about how long this suit took. Jack, how long have you had this suit?
Since Thursday.
What? Since Thursday? So this is another world premiere. You guys absolutely bring the best stuff for Furpocalypse. What else is there to say? That's amazing. Who's your maker?
Polani Studios.
Monty Studios? Oh, okay. Let's see. Certified Pinali Studios. Do we have any representatives from Pinali here? We'll catch them at the next time. Is there a story behind Jack Blackheart?
Yeah, he started off as a small parasite, and he collects DNA from other species. And over years, he builds up, and now I hide within this cute form, but I'm still working on the eyes.
Oh my God, and these eyes. I just noticed it's hard to see because of the lighting. Let's see if we can get it just a bit into light. Tilt your head just a bit more, Jack. Can anybody see it? It's a beautiful heart shape in the center in a black and red bullseye pattern. That is amazing. Jack Blackheart. And you're a parasite that feeds off of creatures until you get to this form. That is fantastic. I'm hearing so many amazing monster backstories, and I love it. And it just proves my point, by the way. You see a cool fursuit? Ask them some questions. They will tell you. Because you might hear a story that you were not expecting, and you will love that suit so much more. I also love this ponytail you got here. Or not a ponytail, but this little head fur tail, with this little black heart charm. I love that charm. How long did it take you to get this suit?
The maker started October 3rd.
October 3rd of this year?
Yes.
Wow, they work fast. Okay, Pinali Studios for amazing fursuits in a flash. Wow. Whew. All right, Jack, let's get you safely down. You got them big paws, the big steppies. So we got to be real careful. Oh, he's also got a beautiful little red touch on his tail. I love that. Matches the head. The tip of the tail matches the curtains. Who else we got? Oh, hello. We got a pair back here, I saw. Let's see. How about we take both of you at once? Come on. Double display. Careful. Now, who do we have here? We have Muatoru. Did I say that right? Muatoru? Way better than most people. And now, can you tell us a little bit about Muatoru? I'm thinking I know, but I don't want to be presumptuous.
So I've been playing a lot of werewolf tabletop games recently, and especially with the Halloween con coming up, I decided I would go with that for my suit up here. So it's the first time I'm ever doing a fursuit, and it's sort of a test run. So it's just a Halloween store mask and gloves, plus some thrift shop stuff that I dirtied up and painted up and did some sewing on the back for.
Sewing on the back? Oh, wow! Now that's a nice touch. Pouring out the back of the suit as well. So if anybody was looking for a werewolf daddy, Muatoru might be available tonight. And over here, we have Cassius. Cassius, I must say, you look ready for battle. What is your story?
Cassius is a genetically engineered super soldier designed to be faster, stronger, and more capable than anyone else on the battlefield. It's for a cyberpunk setting, mega corporations, all that.
Mixed with what species? I want to say tiger?
Leopard, actually.
Leopard, got it. Sometimes I get them wrong. Never assume someone's species. Honestly, the way that I brought you both up here, it's like, who could win in a fight? Werewolf daddy, space leopard, super soldier. Okay, he's got the gun, he wins. And now this is a beautiful example that you don't necessarily need a fursuit to dress up and show off your persona or show off your creativity. Because Cassie has put all this together and did something that nobody else really does, which is the body paint. Very few attendees I ever see use the body paint, and you did a great job. Here, and made by Miyotoro, we have a lot of store-bought stuff, but put together in such a way that it came together perfectly. Werewolf Daddy, Genetic Space Super Soldier, thank you both. Thank you so much. Can I get a round of applause for these two? Careful steps. Do we have anybody else? Any takers? 5 minutes. Ah. Hello there. You look like you just rolled in from a wasteland. Are you able to come up with me on stage? Now this is quite a design. Immediately something comes to mind, but again, let's not be presumptuous. Let's ask Lincoln, what's the story here behind your design?
So I had a movie idea, since I want to get into like script writing, that you mix kind of like, so since there's like studies done where Earth is kind of collapsing due to like pollution and stuff like that, I thought of taking that and using kind of like mythical races and seeing how they would be affected by that. So this character is like a half goat, half person that lived in the woods and is being affected by like air pollution and like woods being cut down.
That's fantastic. And you did a great job representing that. These legs, I love these legs. Those big old hooves. Did you make these yourself?
This is the first time I'm actually making digigrade legs. Yeah, this is my first time. Yep.
Yep, this is the first pair of digitigrade, those legs being made here. And you did an absolutely spectacular job. I love it. It really does look like you're up on stilts like that. And again, a wonderful example of what you can do with what you have. You don't ever need a full suit. You just need a little bit of initiative. Beautiful work. Thank you so much. Let's get you back to some clean air. All right. Now, I know AV crew probably want to take me backstage and beat my tail because Pepper probably needs a little bit more time loading in. They've got a full band set up here, and I don't want to take up too much more time. So, I want to thank you all for coming to my Monster Mash panel. I hope you have seen the creativity present within the fandom, or at least the tip of the iceberg. Remember, as you're going around and seeing all the crazy and amazing monsters and cryptids and Halloween-centric suits and gosh, even cases like Steel, where you have no inclination that they might be some deep, crazy backstory. Ask. Get to know your fellow fursuiters. Get to know your fellow furries. You would be shocked at the creativity that comes out. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here and making my morning. I'm not a morning person. It's not morning, it's afternoon. Afternoon is morning for me, so you know what? I'm not retracting that statement. Thank you all for coming. You're beautiful. I love you. Make sure you come by tonight, 5 o'clock, for the dance competition. You do not want to miss that. And the masquerade if you want to see a talent show as well. But whatever you do for the rest of the night, have fun, be safe, and happy Halloween.